Hello and welcome to Chanda's Biology. Today it is our first class and we will be starting off with cell biology. This is lecture number 1, so please be with me in the whole lecture series until the end of the syllabus. You will find all the videos in the playlist under cell biology so that it is easily accessible to everyone at any moment and any time. Since today it is our first class, I'll try to keep it very simple and easy so that everyone grabs it well. So let's see what it contains. So the contents are here. So it will contain about the cell and its discovery, the most important, which is cell theory, the properties of the cell which it possesses, and the structural types of the cell, which is prokaryotic as well as eukaryotic. So stay till the end because I have one important question to ask about each one of you. So let's begin. I want to ask you, what is a cell? You would be the happiest to answer because I think in life this is the easiest question we as a life science students can answer, right? Cell is the structural and functional unit of life. So today let me explain you what is meant by this structural and functional unit of life. Cell is a single unit, okay, that can perform all the functions which is necessary to keep an organism alive. The functions may be digestion, respiration, excretion, reproduction, all those. Okay, you may have heard about unicellular organisms, right? So it contains only one cell, and that organism is dependent on that one cell only to perform all the activities which will help that organism to survive. Okay, so that is why it is regarded as the unit of structural unit and a functional unit of life. That is what is meant by this definition. Then, since we know that it is very important, so we also have to know and we also have to credit to the discoverer. Okay, so the ultimate credit goes to Robert Hooke. Robert Hooke in 1665, what he did is that he took a thin slice of cork. If I have to explain what he took was that he took the bottle stopper, that wooden bottle stopper, okay? It is made up of the bark of the trees. So he cut it into a very thin slice and then he kept it under the microscope and observed it. What he observed was this image, this exact image. This is the drawing of his observation. So after this observation, he stated the definition of the cell, like what he has seen. He has seen honeycomb of a network of cells. Okay, it looked like honeycomb. So as you can see this small porous compartment. Okay, so he named it as cell. The word cell, by it means that it is a small room or a small compartment. So that is why he named it as cells. That is how cell was discovered. Another scientist, Anton van Leeuwenhoek, before the discovery of the cell, he was not a scientist, okay? Anton van Leeuwenhoek, he was a businessman. He used to do a business of clothing. So he also had interest in making microscopes, okay? Using lenses, double lenses and all that, single lenses. What he used to do with microscope is that he used to observe his clothes, his fabric. What is the quality of those and all. But one day he got so much curious that he took a drop of water, pond water, and observed it under the slide. He observed enormous amount of microscopic organisms such as bacteria, virus. At that time it was not known. So he named those microscopic organisms as animalcules, meaning small animals. What he observed under his microscope were white blood cells, red blood cells, then yeast cells, sperm cells, bacterial cells, etc. Okay? So this was about the discovery of the cells. Now let's come to the most important part, which is cell theory. So there were two scientists, Matthias Claydon and Theodore Schwann. In 1838, Matthias Claydon, he was studying plants. Okay, he was studying plants, and he observed that plants are made up of cells. And after 1 year, in 1839, Theodore Schwann, he was studying animals, and he also found that animals are made up of cells. Then both were colleagues, so both of them combined their work and then gave us the cell theory, as all the organisms are made up of one or more cells. Okay. Another cell theory was that the cell is the structural unit of life, meaning that cells combine and make the structure of an organism. After 15 to 16 years later, another scientist, Rudolf Virchow, okay, as you can see his image, in around 1855, what he observed and then what he gave the cell theory was very shocking. He said that cells can arise only by division from pre-existing cell. A cell must have existed, and then after the division, then only another cell arises. We can give you an example that suppose how we came on this earth. We came from the diploid zygote, right? That was pre-existed in appearance, is not it? And then after that, it got divided, and then we are formed. So that is how cells can arise only by division from a pre-existing cell. So after hearing this cell theory, you may have questioned that if it is so, then the first cell which ever come to earth, how did it come? And which one is that? So that one was formed about 3 to 4 billion years ago. Okay. So about that, there were lots of experiments to prove it, how it was created. Miller performed it. All those I will explain you in evolution chapter. When we will start evolution unit, there we will study the details of it. Okay. So for now, we need to know these 3 cell theories, which is all organisms are made up of one or more cells, and then the cell is the structural unit of life. Cells can arise only by division from a pre-existing cell. Okay, I hope it is clear. Now next, we have the properties of the cell. The first property of the cell is that it is complex, but it is organized as well. So, have you seen the image of a cell? It contains many substances, such as organelles, DNA, RNA, cell membrane, cell wall, flagella, many such things, right? So it is very complex. However, its processes, suppose we take DNA replication. So the error which occurs is nearly around, if I'm not mistaken, nearly around every one mistake happens every 10 million nucleotides incorporated. So how errorless it is, we can see from that. That is why it is complex, yet it is organized also. The next is, it possesses genetic information and a means to use it. We all know that it possesses DNA, right? And it also has a process of transcription and translation, and then proteins are formed, which are the ultimate product which gives us function, such as, for an example, digestive enzyme. Okay, how our food gets digested. So it is coded from the DNA and then it is produced so that our food is digested. That is how. Next is reproducible. So cells are capable of producing more of themselves through maybe cell division, binary fission, and all those. Okay. Another property is it can generate and use energy. If we talk about plants, how it gets energy from the sunlight using molecules, using light harvesting complexes or pigments such as chlorophylls, they obtain energy as sunlight energy. Okay, and then that sunlight is converted into chemical energy as ATP. Okay, this is how it generate and use energy. Then they can carry out chemical reactions. Some of all is called metabolism. So all the cells carry out glycolysis, which is a metabolism process, and then it makes glycogen as well. So catabolism as well as anabolism. Okay, so it can respond to stimuli as well. So we can see that even the tiny organisms such as protists, they are attracted towards the nutrients, right? That is also a kind of stimuli. Okay. Next is self-regulation. Self-regulation. So they are capable of self-regulation. An example may be our body temperature. Okay, how it maintains the normal body temperature even when the season changes. Like when it is -2 degree, -3 degree, or in very cold weather or hot weather, how our body maintains the temperature. So this is how a cell maintains or self-regulates. Okay. The last is cell can evolve. So cells can evolve. Evolution is a continuous process. Okay, even now it is happening. So whatever properties a cell does not have, but then those properties are beneficial for our survival, those will get evolved. So these are the properties of the cell. Now we will talk about the structural types of cells, which is prokaryotic cell as well as eukaryotic cell. So we can see the difference in the complexity and in the structure as well. Okay. There are so many organelles and so many complex structure in eukaryotic cell, while how less complex structure when we compare it to eukaryotic cell, right? The prokaryotic cell. So let's see in detail what a prokaryotic cell contains. Here the most drastic change or the major change what we will see in prokaryotic cell as well as eukaryotic cell is the nuclear material. Here the nuclear material, which is known as the nucleoid, is not present bound within a membrane. Okay, it is present within the cytoplasm. However, in eukaryotic cell, as if we see, it is present within a bound environment, which is known as nuclear membrane. Okay. And then the other differences is that there is no cell organelles such as mitochondria, chloroplast, and all that. Okay. Here the cell wall is very thick. It contains the cell wall, plasma membrane, as well as capsule. There is also the presence of pilus, which is used for conjugation. Okay, the transfer of genetic material by physical contact. Okay. Then there is also the presence of bacterial flagellum for movement of the cell. Okay, this is about prokaryotic cell. Now let's look into the two types of eukaryotic cell, which is animal and a plant cell. There is also a difference in both of them. Okay, in animal cell there is the absence of cell wall, while in plant cell, as you can see, I have highlighted, there is the presence of cell wall. Okay, in plant cell it can carry out photosynthesis, so there is the presence of chloroplast, while in animal cell it is absent. Okay, as it is a heterotroph. And then there is the presence of a huge vacuole in plant cell. Okay, there might be present in animal cell also, however it is small, as there is also a reason for it, because in plant cell all the toxic substances, okay, such as the peroxide and all those, they come and get stored in the vacuoles. However, there is the peroxisome in animal cells which does all these functions. So this is the difference between eukaryotic animal cell as well as plant cell. So this is the end of it. I would also like to question you, as I have told you in the beginning, that I don't know who all of you are watching. So if you are facing any language barrier, okay, you can please comment down below and then tell me to explain in Hindi language, as I'm comfortable with English as well as Hindi. So I can make videos in Hindi languages as well. Okay, so this is it. Thank you so much.